We Rad Dads, bringing a soft edge to a hard topic. Join us every week as we talk to real people with real stories, from the everyday single parent to family professionals, and find entertainment along the way. Join me, Walter J. Eggers, as I discover and share wisdom. Positive changes start here. Hello and welcome, Rad Dads. My guest is a single father to a teenage girl. Join us for a snippet of our conversation about responsibility.
You know, I don't give my daughter allowance. The way I looked at it, it's like, that's your job. You know, my job is to, do everything else, pay the rent, pay the, the mortgage, electricity, water, so on and so forth. All the bills that need to be taken care of. Once again, we're a unit. It's you and I. Yeah, we're a team and I need help. We've gone to a point now where, I talk to her and saying, hey, I'll be home normal time. She's like, okay, well, I've gotten, the dogs ran. I've got my snack. I've done my homework. I cleaned, did the counters, cleaned the bathroom, room is tidied, and things dusted, and without even asking, type of thing, just because it's gotten to a point where it's just a routine. This is what we do. You just participate a little bit. I don't ask for everything to be done, but help me out. But when we do go do something, if it's, shopping or, taking one of her friends to go skiing, I don't have a problem, footing that, giving her that without like, well,
right.
No, I never do that, just because she has earned it. And that's the biggest thing she's learned is that, earning something is totally different than just being given it.
Further in our conversation, we talked about making changes.
To make the change, I definitely, I got to a point where I pretty much don't drink. I quit chewing, years ago. It's probably been 5 years, but I've just always been one of those people. I've never had an addictive personality. I just had to choose not to do it.
Right.
And, once again, you wake up one morning, not knowing, not only do you have a kid that depends on you, your thought process is, if I mess up, I'm no better than, the person I give such a hard time for not doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Right.
So for me, I really had to choose to be that guy, be by the book. One of those things, we all kind of grow up and like looked at myself. I'm like, this is not who I was raised to be, and I need to change.
Yeah, no, that's something that I learned from work, especially from when I was in the federal service. Lead by example. If nothing else, that's one thing that, I want my son to see me doing the right things and using the proper language and, being polite, because that's who I want him to be. Gandhi was famous for many things, but one of his favorite quotes of mine is, be the change that you want to see in the world. And that's the entire reason for bringing We Rad Dads forward, is to kind of, bring everyone together, bring our group together and be that change. All of us, not just this podcast, but every single dad out there, is to know that you can continue to, be that positive example, lead by example, be the change. What success techniques or strategies would you offer other rad dads in a single father situation?
It only lasts so long. Mm-hmm. A little bit of headache for the end product. What you get. It's worth dealing with. It's too many people avoid the going to court, or just kind of like because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to stir the water. Just roll with the punches, and it only lasts so long, and just listen to your gut, basically.
So another question for you here. What about dating advice for single dads out there? Yep. Okay.
That's an interesting one.
This is just a very brief overview of our full conversation. The full episode will be available soon. I sincerely thank you for joining us. Don't forget to look us up at www.weraddads.com. There you can find links to our Facebook page and Twitter account. Got a question or comment? It may be featured. Email me, Walter, at weraddads.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for joining us. And remember, stay up, stay connected, and stay rad, dads.